Back, you're watching Prime Edition. Before we head over to the interview, let's focus on our continuing series on the Bane of Drought. And Marsabit County has made a name globally as the cradle of mankind. Currently, there's pain at the cradle due to prolonged drought. Over 160,000 people are bearing the brunt of an acute food and water shortage, further compounding the perennial problem of insecurity in the area. This even as stakeholders insist that there is an urgent need for a dynamic shift from a crisis-led response to a proactive approach that builds resilience and reduces the impact of drought. In the fourth edition of our special assignment, Bane of Hunger, Serfine Achieng Ouma brings you a report from Marsabit County.
Kwangu huwezi pata hata maji drop ya kukunywa. Kwenda kuchinja fisi kwa sababu ya njaa.
Approximately 540 kilometers from Kenya's capital, Nairobi, we enter into Marsabit County, the largest county in Kenya, bordering Ethiopia, home to approximately 460,000 people. We are here to see how the region, renowned as the cradle of mankind, has been affected by Jilali, as many locals here refer to the devastating drought. It's lunchtime by the time we get to Seven Lerapo's homestead by the fireplace, cold. Seven was left home to care for the hungry children as other family members embarked on the daily search for water, food and pasture.
Because of drought, nobody is at home. They've gone to look for pasture and water. There's no food. Whatever little we get, we first feed the children, then if we are lucky, we get something to eat, which is becoming rare.
The burden is even heavier for those with livestock.
Iko miti inachimbwa chini na anatolewa mbali, ndio ng'ombe kuna kitu nakula mpaka kuja kule hii miti kutolewa. Na si rahisi kutoa, na mtu iko njaa hawezi toa, na hapa iko njaa ile zaidi.
Hii ward yangu ina location 3. Hiyo ni Karare ward, Karare location, Songo location na Low location. Zaidi ya 3,150 households wamekuwa affected.
Karibu kila mtu ameathirika tu kwa njia fulani, lakini hasa wale wameumia. Watu wengi wanategemea mali, mifugo na mashamba. Last season hakuna chakula tulipata kwa mashamba. Pia wanyama nyasi tulikuwa naye kidogo wakamaliza, sasa hizi hatuna wanyama nyumbani.
According to the Marsabit County Commissioner Paul Rotich, over 160,000 people are affected.
We are at that crisis level. The food situation is not good, both for humans and for livestock. We are estimating around 160,000 persons directly affected by the drought. The most affected constituencies are actually North Hor and Laisamis.
As we make our way to North Hor, which is among the most affected constituencies, we meet an exhausted Roba, an elderly woman from Shufisa village, accompanying these donkeys to a nearby water point. Robe has walked for 30 kilometers to get here, a trip she makes every 2 days.
I've walked for almost 30 kilometers now. Other members of my household have also left home in search for pasture. The water I fetched today is for 20 households. That means after 2 days, we have to come back for more water.
Our next stop is Burgabo location, a 20-kilometer stretch off the Marsabit Moyale Road. It is an endless expanse of bare land. Animal carcasses line our path to Mzee Bonaya Abdubas Manyata. Today he has nothing to feed his 6 children.
Due to the failure of rain, the livestock has migrated to an area about 200 kilometers away, leaving us with no source of milk or food for my children. I'm not employed, and so for now, I'm depending on relief food from the government and well-wishers. At
Robe Okas Manyata, we are greeted by a sight of desperation.
I used to depend on my neighbors, but for now, because of the drought and COVID-19, everyone is facing a hard time. I eat well only on days when we receive support from government. The rest of the days, it's surviving on the little we get or nothing at all.
This is the Burgabo water point, the only functional borehole in the entire location, which was rehabilitated by a local NGO. It is not enough to meet the demand for water in this community.
This water is not enough. The water for home use is only 120-liter drum per day. Even to get that 20 liter is a struggle. It's a great problem.
As we leave, we can still spot herds of emaciated livestock making their way to the water point. The scramble for water continues at the Dosawachu borehole, which is decorated with herds of livestock. The Veld Hunger Welfare Organization is working with pastoralists in the region to ensure that they can plant and harvest pasture for their livestock even during the drought.
We have 3 rangeland in Merile, which is in the Sami sub-county, and 2 in Moyale sub-county. In Adesa, we have 75 beneficiaries, whereby we are trying to rehabilitate the 200 acres of rangeland. The reseeding was done in May 2021, and the harvesting was done in last week, September.
The program has really helped us, especially during drought. At least I have something to feed my livestock, which saves me the long walk in search for pasture.
There are 4 parameters to measure food security, which include availability, accessibility, affordability, and quality. A far-fetched reality for residents in these hunger-stricken communities who for now have to overdepend on relief food.
Watu wanaumia kabisa kabisa, hata watu hawatoki kwa nyumba mpaka unaonea huruma. Saa zingine watu wanapata sorghum na sio kila mtu anapata hiyo, ni wachache ndio wanapata sorghum, na hata hiyo sorghum huwezi kutusaidia kwa sababu mtu akipata kama 50 kgs ya gunia, karibu kila mtu anakuja kuombana kwa kikombe. Hiyo siku hiyo moja tu watu wanakula hiyo chakula. Siku ya pili hakuna kitu.
From bearing the brunt of the locust invasion to coming face to face with the acute problem of food and water crisis occasioned by the drought situation to the perennial problem of insecurity, residents here can only hope for a better tomorrow, and that these challenges will not soil the rich history of Marsabit County, which boasts of being the cradle of mankind. Reporting for Channel 1 News from Marsabit County, I am Serfine Achieng Ouma.